Hello and welcome to Bath Chat. It's been raining a lot and my hair is very frizzy. Today I have with me my beautiful baby sister Jessica Romoff, who's a very talented poet. So today we're going to talk about poetry. Specifically we're going to talk about sad poetry because we write a lot of sad poetry, and learning how to be vulnerable, work with vulnerability, and write about your emotions and events. As for snacks, we have some delicious Hanukkah coins and this $8 bottle of juice, which promises to de-stress me. Just to start off, what is your process for writing a poem?
I'm normally in my bed when I write my poems, and I have all of my favorite poetry books around me for like inspiration sometimes, and normally I'll always write an inspiration from like a poem or an event or a feeling I have. Just write down everything. Most of it's crap, but I'll have like one or two lines that I normally like. I'll like set it aside for a while, and I use like my notes on my phone a lot. And then like you said, also I carry a notebook around with me all the time because I always have like, also like you said, like a phrase or like a line in my head.
It's hard, and it's supposed to be hard. Yeah, I've been sleeping with books on my bed because like I've been writing and editing a lot of my manuscript the last couple of weeks, and partly because I don't have any more space on my bookshelves and desk to have books, and also because it's just like it's nice and I can like pick them up and like look at them and read them. My writing process goes like one of two ways, where it's like I don't have a lot of time to like sit down and just write for 2 hours every day. Like you're supposed to like build a habit like that. So I just have my phone. I have a bunch of notebooks around me that I just write lines in and inspirations and images and stuff when I have them in it, and doodles and whatnot, and then like I try every Sunday to just sit down and sift through it all, put the things in the appropriate Word documents and see like, oh, this would be good for one about abortion, this one would be good for one about the sky, or I'm very upset and screaming and crying about something, of course, and I'm just writing down the emotions as they come and what I'm experiencing, and then like a week later I'll be like, okay, some of this is usable, this is good. And I really like doing that because like even if nothing that I write is usable, it still feels better because I've gotten it out on paper, and by doing that you acknowledge what you're feeling and physicalize it, and that's part of like pain recovery first of all. We were on the B&V team together for Los Angeles, always fun. How do you take these poems that you write in the comfort and safety of your bedroom about very sad traumatic events and then perform it in front of an audience of strangers?
Right, it's
or people which is also dangerous.
Like my parents. A lot of it is like did not come naturally to me. I'm not a natural performer. I'm better like I'm more of a page poet normally. I just have to understand that like this is my life, and I have to be comfortable. I have to like learn to be comfortable with it, and I think by saying that in front of an audience, it like makes it settle in for me better.
Yeah.
But it's like when I write poems about my parents and my mom and like my dad, it's the hardest thing because they always want to support me, and then they go to my events. But it was good because a lot of it is also healing for like him and the people who can hear your poems also.
Yeah, that's my rule, is like if I'm writing about another person that assumedly I still have contact with, and like I want to make sure that they're okay with the poem and like do it in front of them first, or just like give it to them to read. That's healthy and that's good. Like I don't believe in art as like guilt making. I don't believe in art as like settling personal debts. Like that can be like a happy side effect sometimes, but if I'm ever writing a poem where I'm like, I'm gonna write this, and then the person that it's about is gonna read it, and then they're gonna feel bad about what they did to me, like I just don't want, because I don't think that's a healthy way to live my life, and it's also like it's not my aim for poetry either. Like I'm writing for myself to an extent, but also for like people that I mostly don't know. But if you're writing about like someone that abused you, you don't have to tell them anything. It's fine. How do you get ready to perform? What's your performance ritual?
I put rose oil, that's what Rhiannon taught me. And then I normally just try to like put myself in the mindset that I was when I wrote it. Because that's when it's so hard, and I think that's like a whole acting thing that I was like not taught at all, so I like it's really weird for me, and like
and it feels like when like a coach or a mentor, if you don't have that sort of theatrical training, tells you to do that, it always feels fake.
So
but it's not. It's not like you're trying to give the best performance possible so that you can get these messages across in your poetry, and like putting yourself in that same mindset is part of that.
What do you do?
I have like prayers that I recite to myself, like it's just chants to get myself ready. And also like I grew up doing Shakespeare.
A lot of what happens on stage people forget about.
Yeah.
Like that's
if you
what
mess
I tell
up,
myself.
like it's only you.
Only you know the full poem and like the exact way that it's like supposed
exactly
to be said and all of that.
First time I ever performed a poem, I like stood on stage and I blanked everything and then I just walked off. And like my knees were shaking, I couldn't even stand straight.
That's fine.
Yeah.
My first poetry open mic, I cried throughout my entire poem. It wasn't even necessarily like the most emotional thing that I'd ever written. I was just like,
the hardest thing because you want to just break down and like sit down
and sit and like
and then you're embarrassed because like no one's like cute crying and you want to be like cute when you're reading your poem. So I think that you just have to like fight through it, and it's also kind of cool because it gives like a different sound
energy
and a total different energy because it's like you're really in it and you're reliving it, which can definitely sometimes be like traumatizing and not healthy for poetry, but I think other times it can be really healing and cleansing because that's the way crying is.
Yeah.
So it depends.
My issue is that my voice gets squeaky when I'm crying. Like I can still like do a poem and like hit my marks and everything, but my voice gets like really up here and I get pitchy and it's not good. But like if I just like okay, it's coming, and then like I take 2 seconds to take a good breath, and then I can like use my deeper lower register. Performing like poems that are sad and about trauma over and over again is not really fun.
No.
How does knowing that like you're gonna be performing these poems and reading them aloud in front of people at some point affect your writing process?
I think a lot of it makes me like stray away from making like bold moves and like revealing a lot, and like sometimes I think revealing is really important because it's like even if it's not in the final draft, it's like good just like to get it out and to see it on a sheet of paper.
It's deciding when you want to be explicit and when you want to be hidden.
And with my word choice also, like I can say certain things without saying it. And like
and that's
you do a really good job of that.
Thanks. That's where all of the fun poetic structures and like imagery and metaphors and all of these wonderful poetic devices come in because like you could write a 3-line poem that says more than a full essay if you want to.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's what I love, and it makes it fun that way also because like the amount of things that I've like alluded to in like cool ways that my parents didn't pick up on but like everybody else did. It was just like through like
secret messages.
Yeah, I love it, and it makes it like sneaky too.
I want my writing to sound good even if people don't know everything about me. Because like I don't want people to know everything about me just as a rule. But just like choosing what to reveal and knowing the effects of what you reveal and how you reveal it and all of that is an important thing to grapple with as a young artist and also as a young woman because like I don't want like a poem uploaded to the internet that would potentially like affect a job interview in a couple years.
Internet's a big part of everything. Yeah, how do you deal with like getting hateful comments on something that's is
so vulnerable that you put your heart into and these people have no idea who you are, they just hate you because of what you're saying?
A lot of it's so hard not to take personally because you put so much of yourself into that poem and you are so vulnerable, and to think that somebody can hate on your vulnerability is really like terrifying to me, but I think you just have to think, well, this person must really be hurting themselves if like, and they must be really upset that they have to make other people feel this way. What do you do? Because you have it way more than I do.
Well, I've just been on the internet so long that like my patience for stalkers and harassment wore out when I was like 14. I have like a threshold where I'm like, okay, cool, this is gonna get reported and you're gonna get some interesting emails from the FBI in a couple weeks. But like anything below that threshold is like delete, block, buy, like no discussion. You can't even engage with it because like there's no reasoning with them, and I feel like if you do run into those people and like try to have a conversation with them, it would have to be in real life so that you can like work at them at their level. But if you're doing it behind a screen, it's not gonna delete, blocked.
When I'm sad, I write, and then sometimes it's like when I'm sad I write, and then it's hard for me to write when I'm happy.
Like as much as it's like, okay, I'm going to write for 20 minutes every day at my desk at 4 p.m. and like have a cup of tea with me, writing when you are sad also becomes that habit and you get stuck on it. And it's not good because like You're not always sad, and then
Of
you like want to
course.
make yourself sad so that you can write.
And or sometimes what's cool to do with writing is like even if you have something sad you want to write about, you can come at it like
In a
with,
totally
like,
different way.
a different angle, like a comedic angle or something, and like that can like broaden the way you write.
Yeah.
Like but that's something I struggle with because I do write a lot of like sad, like angsty poetry. So and I don't really write funny poetry unless it's like mocking myself. So I think that's like a skill that like all people should learn. Is like how to write a funny poem.
I will honestly like I want to do like an improv class or improv workshop at B&V or something.
You should.
I'm actually wearing my first B&V shirt right now from Chicago in 2013 when I was like a baby freshman. I have all my B&V shirts. Look at it! It's so good. Yeah. I always try and figure out if I'm experiencing like a very intense emotion in a poem, like how I can get it out and then remove myself from the poem and remove like my personal experience with it.
Yeah, a lot of it is like learning how to like not wait in it, like and like just like be sad as like using the poetry constructively.
Because I don't believe that art in performance, but art in general is inherently therapeutic and inherently healing. It's whatever you make of it. And what works for me isn't going to work for everyone else. Like maybe you do want to read, you know, your full like explicit diary entries on stage, and like I can't knock that. Like that's good for you, and that's good, and I'm glad it's helping, but like I do want to make sure that you're safe and you have like the safe space to do that, and it's not going to affect like your personal or professional life, and you don't have to deal with that sort of blowback. I have systems for how deep I get with personal experiences in writing, because I write fiction and poetry and essays, right? Say that I want to write about anti-Semitism, broad topic, so I might do like an essay for like art history, poem about like more conceptual stuff, and then the like closest that something might get to poking at my own like very personal experiences would be in fiction, where like everything has changed and I've still like skewed the data to an extent.
I think also just having like mentors is super important, because poetry isn't just like about like writing, it's also that so emotional, and to check yourself.
Community.
Yeah, a great community. That's why I feel like so blessed to be in Los Angeles.
You need peers and you need mentors.
Yes. And like we have Matt and Alicia, and I'm just like so blessed to have those people in my life.
Today's fact is that you're good and you're getting through it, and I'm sure that whatever you're creating is good, and I want it to be good for you as well. Also that rain makes my hair really frizzy. That's all from us. We are going to go to the movies now. Later, nerds.
The whole time I think about how ugly I must look when I get out of the poem, and I'm like, I wonder what my eyelashes are doing right now, like with my makeup. But yeah.
No, I never wear waterproof mascara when I perform. Like I want people to know.